battle and the jabs will be all important on Saturday night, and you can see here with the Cobra, Kubrat Pulev, he very much is like a Cobra. He sways in front of his opponents, and then he will change his jab to body and to head. So you'll see in some of these clips he'll jab the body, then he'll jab the head. His jabs tend to be at a 45-degree angle. He edges towards his left, he sways to the side, and he shoots it up through the guard, piercing the defense of his opponents. You see how he circles the backhand of the opponent, he sways, and then he'll use that jab, and then he'll be able to get his right hand into play as fights go on. And he'll shoot that over. You'll see that in some of the clips, but he's very good at being economical, not doing too much, but enough to make you hesitant of whether he's going to jab or where he's going to jab. So you're never sure whether he's going to go to the body or whether he's going to go to the head. Sometimes he'll double that jab up, and you'll see here against Hughie Fury he's even covering distance with the jab, being very aggressive. But you'll see against Vladimir a lot of posturing, a lot of twitching, but then he'll jab to the body as well. Now with Joshua, now the people will say, well, why are you using the clip of Vladimir Klitschko? Because he's taller than Pulev, but stylistically you'll see there's similarities in how they operate with their lead hand, and just in general the psychology of what they're doing. You see here Klitschko putting a lot of mental pressure on Joshua. Joshua would offset that by touching the lead glove with his left hand and then shooting double jabs to the chest to try and offset Vladimir's advances. When Joshua does jab, he jabs differently to Pulev in a way that he will do it. He will edge towards his left, like Pulev, but he jabs towards the backhand. So you can see on Saturday night that both men will be moving towards their opponent's backhand in order to get their jab into position. Joshua will jab to the body at times, but when he does jab, you'll notice that he actually more or less jabs towards the backhand of his opponent. So it comes at a sort of angle. It never really turns the fist over, but he jabs towards the backhand, as I say, looking to get those power shots in from the backhand and then from the hooks and uppercuts. It'll be very interesting to see how he will defend against Pulev's jab, simply because Anthony, if he's not moving his feet, he only parries, and we'll talk about that, the defensive stuff later on, but ultimately, as you see there, he's parrying, but the head doesn't move. Now Pulev's very good at staying in position to punch and then being able to stop opponents coming back in on him with his arms and by bouncing back out to range. You'll see here it's Parker using a lot of twitching and feinting. He was never as close as what I expect Pulev to be. I expect Pulev to get closer. I was expecting to get inches lead foot in and do a lot of swaying and make it a lot of mental pressure on Joshua. And it's whether Joshua will be centre ring on Saturday night or whether he will elect to move or do a bit of both. I agree with Ben Davison. That is one of the most intriguing things. How is he going to approach this fight on Saturday night? But just look at the way that Vladimir using that lead glove, and you can see there's similarities to what Pulev will do on Saturday night, although the footwork of Vladimir is a lot more fleet-footed and fluid than Pulev, who, for all intents and purposes, he's economical, shall we say, very economical in what he does, doesn't like to waste a lot of energy. You can see here Vladimir putting a lot of mental pressure on Joshua, and that's why Joshua retired in that fight very quickly. Not only the physical stuff, but also the mental. Against someone with a consistent jab and someone that's able to apply the pressure, that can be a problem because it'll leave him out of position offensively, but also defensively he'll be in a precarious position. There were times where he dropped off and he took away the range away from Ruiz, but quite often it's near the ropes. If someone's able to apply that pressure on him and cut the ring down on him against those ropes, that could be a bit of a worry as the fight moves on. Here's some footage of Joshua in those middle rounds starting to feel the pace as Ruiz, who didn't really put him under a sustained amount of pressure throughout the fight, but still Joshua was starting feeling the lactic acid in his arms, trying to shake him out, feeling tired, trying to engage in clinches, just showing some naivety. And against someone who's able to put a little bit more sustained pressure on him, if he boxes like this, these could be concerning periods if he starts to do this sort of thing against someone who's a little bit more sharper than what Ruiz was on the night.